Going out and working with that offensive line, was there any kind of hesitation by you, like what that would look like, and how do you feel now that you played a game with a lot of those guys, a new lineup, and how it works?
No hesitation. We got a few guys back from just being a little bit dinged up, but no hesitation because I saw the way they worked all week. I saw the way Coach Beadenbow and Coach Woods got those guys ready to play. Really proud of how they accepted a challenge and attacked it this week, so really happy for those guys.
Michael Susi.
Yeah, I mean, kind of what I think I said a few days ago. He's he is a big time talented kid, and over again throughout camp and throughout practice, there was zero fear in his eyes. Going against our defense and our defensive line, who were pretty dang good, and he had zero fear, never blinked once, just constantly trying to get better. And he went out there today, and the moment wasn't too big. Was it perfect? No, I don't think anybody played perfect today, but he was urgent in everything that he did and gave great effort, and wasn't scared one bit. So really proud of him.
Did you plan to run John so much, or was just kind of how the game went?
Yeah, I'm just trying to win the ball game, and John's a willing runner. He understands what it takes to win, and so there were definitely designed QB runs in the game, but at the end of the day, you're just trying to win the football game, and John Mateer's willing. He knows how to protect himself. Probably took a big hit or two tonight, but all for the good of the team.
Ben, what did you learn about your offense there in the fourth quarter with the game to the balance that they put together in an 8-minute drive to basically seal it?
Yeah, we preached finish all week. We have a winning edge on offense, and the bullet point number 5 is finish, win the fourth quarter. And so whenever the clock struck 0 in the third quarter and our 4s went up in the air, and you just see the look in their eye, I didn't have any doubts that we were going to close that game out. Now, did I know we were going to go on a 9.5-minute drive? No, I didn't exactly know that, but it was awesome to watch them just put the ball down over and over and over again on that last drive and get it done. So really proud of the way those guys competed, and they finished.
How do you think Mateer has changed or improved upon just from your days at Washington State with that what you saw tonight? Is there anything that just really stands out for these last few months?
Yeah, I think the more and more you play, the more and more you start understanding situations in the game, and he's seen a lot. Last season we saw a lot of different situations that popped up, and so there's not really a lot of moments that he hasn't been introduced to, and he understands how to navigate them and put us in the best position to be successful. I loved his response tonight after, good series or good plays or bad series and bad plays. I loved how he responded every step of the way, just bringing confidence to everybody on the team there on the sideline. But again, I'll continue to say it about him. His leadership just keeps growing and growing and growing. And so, he's a special kid, really special.
Can you compare what you saw from Michigan's defense on film to what it actually looks like?
I mean, that pretty true to who they were. They did a few things to try and counter what we were doing to them, as any good defense and defensive coordinator will do. We didn't know exactly how they would react to certain things that we were doing, so it was good to see their adjustments, and we were able to talk about them on the sideline. But one thing rang true: they were big, they were fast, they were physical, and they were well coached. And so that rang true right there. So it doesn't really matter what scheme you run on defense. If you got that recipe, you got a pretty good squad over there.
What do you learn about Torrey Blaylock, maybe not just about his ability, but also maybe his toughness?
Yeah, you took my word. That's one tough dude. And he ain't no freshman. He's mature beyond his years, understands how to practice, understands how to prepare, understands that, especially in college football, you're never going to feel 100%. You're never going to feel that way. And he just keeps on stepping up to the plate and answering every call that gets thrown at him.
How tough, not just for him, but any player to come back this week after we saw him take the shoulder hit and go to the locker room and come back out and not play. But obviously, you can imagine he probably went through some soreness and throughout this weekend.
Yeah, he cares about his teammates and he cares about being great. And so if there was a chance for him to play, he was going to do it. And he was awesome all week in practice. So great kid.
Brent was saying how difficult it is to put together a 9-minute drive against a scout team defense. I mean, in your brief career as a play caller, do you recall how many of those drives that you put together?
Oh man, Wisconsin 2023. I don't know if it was 9.5 minutes, but it was 7. It was, I mean, I can still, I think, recite every play call. So 4-minute situations don't just happen a whole bunch, but that one turned into a 9.5-minute situation. But Coach Venables is right. It's hard to do. It is hard to do. And I just want to shout out, you said scout team, but like I really want to shout out our scout team this week. There were a few moments in practice I was like, we ain't going to move the ball one time against the Wolverines. Our scouts are getting after us. But that's just the effort that they bring every day. They know their role on the team, and those guys have just been awesome throughout these first 2 weeks. And I love being able to highlight them because they're big-time ball players over there too, and they did their part in this week in going 1-0.
You weren't here last year, but just the struggles of the offense. You guys played last week, obviously. To come in against a big program like Michigan and perform the way that y'all did, was there any sort of validation with those that were around that just kind of felt, I guess, some ownership maybe help them feel that validation for the offense?
Yeah, I think there was a little bit of validation. I think it's really good for the kids to see the work that they've put in over the last 9 months, and the things that me, myself, and Coach Venables have been preaching to them kind of come to fruition in a moment, and go 1-0 this week. But the way they did it and the way they played, I absolutely think there's some validation there, and but just got started all over again tomorrow. So it's awesome, it's fun, but the process begins again, and I think the kids know the process, understand the process, believe in the process, and so let's rock.
Then on the long drive, I think it's the second play, 2nd and 10, they rush Mateer pretty good. He scrambles away, looked like he's either going to throw it away or run. Instead, he throws into coverage and throws a strike right to Kanik.
Yeah.
When you saw that play, did you think, were you saying run or throw it away? I mean, was it in your mind, hey, don't throw the ball when he did? And
the thing with John is I trust that kid to like no end, and so he understands moments and situations. He knows when to take a chance, when not to take a chance, and so whenever he lets one rip and puts the ball, maybe someone may say in a risky situation, sure, but whenever he does that, I have the utmost confidence that he's making the right decision. Again, I told him right before the game, I said something to him. I said something before it, and then I said, hey, I got your back on anything. And so I think just that confidence, him knowing that I have that trust and that belief in him, that if he goes out there and makes a play or puts the ball in some sort of situation, I got his back regardless. And so, no fear from me whenever John Mateer does his thing.
What was kind of your reaction to Vantage Point when he spun out of that sack and hit Satania inside of 5? I think it was the third quarter.
Yeah. One, great job by Isaiah Santana working scramble drill. It's something that we work in practice. He turned and looked and saw that he wasn't capped over the top, and he just kept on going. John, great job of eluding the would-be tackler and making an accurate throw downfield. It's plays like that, moments like that can propel you to a big win. And those are two really good ball players who took their training from practice and made it happen.
Dion told us that this game was obviously personal for him. What did you see from him in the build-up of the week and then how he performed tonight?
Yeah, laser focused from walkthroughs to practice to unit meetings, just laser focused. He was ready to go, and that was evident with how he started the game. He was ready to go. He was dialed in. And my favorite thing about Dion is, it kind of got a little quiet just for him in the third quarter with some of the stuff they were doing. The ball wasn't finding him, and then makes a big catch there in the fourth quarter. So laser focused, laser locked in. Proud of Dion, and he came up to me after the game, gave me a hug, and said, "Let's just keep getting better." And I was like, "You've got it figured out, man. Let's just keep getting better."
How do you think it'll be in the film room tomorrow when you sit down with John? Look at the film.
Yeah, I mean, it won't be perfect. There will be some what are you doing here, dude? Like moments. But the good thing is a lot of times that's already out of the way because we have the tablets on the sideline. Like I can sit there next to him and be like, come on, doughhead, what are you doing, dude? Like, so, no, it'll be good. A lot of unbelievable learns will come from this tape. And the best part about him is that he owns everything, good and bad, owns it, and is ready to get better from it and not make the same mistakes twice.
Is that one of the more exciting things as a coach, is that being able to win a game like this and knowing you feel like you're going to get better, you can get better?
That's the goal. You know, that's the goal. That's what you strive for. You know, our goal wasn't to win this football game. It was the next football game. Our goal was to go, when I say win this exact football game, oh, it's Michigan and game day. Like, that wasn't our goal. Our goal was to go 1-0. And how do you do that? You incrementally get better. You find something each week that maybe you struggled at, and you focus on it and try to make it a strength of yours. And that's the exciting thing. That's the fun thing about coaching. That's the fun thing about going to practice every day, is finding those things that maybe you struggle with and flipping it to become a strength of yours.
You still kind of marvel at Jaren's transformation, what he's been able to do in such a short time.
Yep, consistent. Great kid, great personality, finds himself in good situations because of the way he prepares. So, again, really proud of Jaren. He's awesome.
And you guys seem to know more about your players than we do. Hence, you relied on Javonte, and he came through several times in a big way. What'd you see to say, hey, this guy's somebody we really need to use?
I think trust is just built up over time. And Javonte is a older guy who's played a lot of ball, been in a lot of really big moments and stuff. And at that point in time was doing really well in pass protection and running hard behind his pads. And so it's a good feeling whenever you have multiple guys that you feel like you can put in there and good things happen that you trust, because not everybody has that. And so proud of him, proud of that entire room. Coach Murray's done an awesome job, and Coach D. Will has done a great job of getting those guys ready, prepared, laser locked in to everything that we have in the game plan. So proud of Javonte, proud of the backs.
How is Jaden doing? He's been working his way back.
Yeah.
He was in it a little bit. How's he doing?
Hey, great week of practice. You know, whenever he was called upon, he was ready for the moments and everything. And so, again, it's just going to take another great week of practice. But Jaden's been great. Jaden's awesome. Jaden is a great football player, intelligent football player, and I can't wait to see what all he does this season.
Thanks, Coach.
Yeah, appreciate y'all. Boomer.